Good morning friends, it is currently day 13 of Interrail as much of Europe as we can in 30 days. The time is 2:30 AM, we are currently in Frankfurt train station and we have a connecting train to catch at 3 o'clock to Amsterdam, a brand new city in a brand new country. We've got a big day today exploring a brand new city and then hopefully we will end up in a different country than that city also today. But first of all we need to catch this overnight train to this brand new city. Okay, it's 8:05 now. We've got about 2 hours left because there's been a bit of a delay. It's been a long train journey, this one. This one's been really full. We managed to get some sleep.
I'm feeling okay. It wasn't earlier. From about 3 AM to about 6 AM, we just had 2 seats together and we barely got any sleep. But then a few people got up and left, so we managed to bag 4 seats together, so we like stretched out, which was nice.
We have just arrived in Amsterdam Central and we're going to spend a few hours exploring the city.
It's a brand new city, a brand new country for both of us. We're really excited. We're going to get high, we're going to see some prostitutes. Only joking, we're going to get like stroop waffles and see the canals and stuff. We're just walking around the Jordan neighbourhood now and it's said to be the most picturesque neighbourhood here in Amsterdam, and it is pretty cool. You've got all the canals and all the classic old buildings. You definitely see why they call it the most picturesque neighbourhood here in Amsterdam.
Like that all the buildings are like different sizes and they almost look a little bit wonky, but it gives it like a really unique feel. It almost feels like Alice in Wonderland a little bit.
There's definitely thousands of bikes here in Amsterdam, which obviously we knew, but I didn't expect there to be so many cars. I thought there'd be less cars than there is. We're outside Anne Frank's house now. It's something we really wanted to do when we were in Amsterdam, but we looked at the booking options earlier and the closest date that you could book today was the 26th of August. So if you are planning to come here, book well in advance. Unfortunately we can't do it today, but it's pretty cool to come and see. Also, it just looks like a normal house along the street as well, so they haven't really done anything to the outside, I'm assuming. There's also a lot of people around here, so I'm assuming a lot of people have come to have photos or a lot of people have tickets. We spent about an hour wandering around that neighbourhood, so I think it's time for a game plan. Step one, we're going to get a stroop waffle, which is one of the most famous foods to have here while you're in Netherlands. That's one of our objectives in each country, is to have one of the foods, so that's what we're doing first. Step number two, we're going to check out some more popular places in Amsterdam. We're going to head to Vondelpark, we're going to head to a market, and we're going to check out the red light district without getting hit by a bike. And the final step, we will be leaving Amsterdam this afternoon and going to a new country yet again. This is where we booked accommodation because the accommodation in Amsterdam is not in our budget. Let's go. I was definitely expecting Amsterdam to be a really clean place, but there's loads of rubbish just littered around the streets. I don't really know if this is normal or if it's like bin collection day, but yeah, it's just not a very clean place.
No, they did have a big celebration this weekend for Pride Month, so I don't know if that's why. But you would have thought that they would have had something in place to make sure that it was kept clean, or at least cleaned up when it was done. Considering
we went to Prague a couple of days ago, and that's like the stag capital of Europe, and it was spotless. It was so clean there. I was expecting this place to kind of resemble that place in terms of cleanliness, as we've heard so many good things, but there's a lot of rubbish around. Every street you come across, there seems to be another canal. I'm pretty sure I read that there's more canals here than there are in Venice, which is nuts because there's so many in Venice.
The canals here are a lot wider, whereas Venice is very compact and Amsterdam is really spread out.
This is the place we're looking for. It's got a big queue. It's called Rudy's Stroop Waffles and it's in the middle of this market.
They look delicious when you look at them online.
They're like the highest rated ones in Amsterdam, so we decided to come here.
They smell so good and they look.
Thank you very much. Okay, we've got our waffles. We've got, this is the original.
And this is the chocolate.
I think we'll go for the original first, is it?
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh my god, just so much caramel.
Oh my gosh, that just melts in your mouth.
That's really good. That is not what I was expecting. I didn't know what I was expecting, but this is almost like biscuit-like here, isn't it?
It's like a cookie.
Yeah, but obviously really thin, and then the caramel's warm. These are like super fresh as well, straight off the thing.
Literally made them straight away. I don't know which one I prefer.
I think this one feels like there's more caramel in it. And then this one's just got the chocolate.
I think the chocolate overpowers the caramel.
I It's really good. I can't tell you how good these are.
And it was only €2 for the original and £2.50 for the chocolate one. I was expecting to pay like €5. If you're in Amsterdam, you have to try one of these.
Go to Rudy's, Upper Rudy.
Ooh.
We're going to finish these off. We're going to head to a supermarket, grab some lunch and have a picnic in the most famous park in Amsterdam.
Sounds good to me.
Go. We picked up a picnic. We've come to a park called Vondelpark. It's quite popular. There seems to be a lot of people around.
Yeah, this park is absolutely huge as well.
Everyone seems to be smoking weed or sunbathing in their speedos. But we were here without baguette and ham, so let's get tucked in.
We don't quite fit in, I think.
The centre definitely seems to be a lot cleaner than where we were earlier. There's no rubbish on the floor around here. However, the buildings don't look as quirky as they did in that area, and I see why that area is called like the picturesque area. We're in the red light district now, and obviously in the night you probably can't film, but basically prostitutes just stand in these windows and they just wait until someone comes and chooses them.
There's a big red light above them apparently, which is why it's called the red light district.
A neon light in the window up there, look.
Oh yeah.
And then they just chill in there. There's also just loads of sex shops around. To be honest, in the daytime walking around, it doesn't look any different to any other streets. You've got the canal going through the middle, you've got the tall buildings either side, and then if you only pay attention to the lower level, that's when you realise what it is. We're currently on a train leaving Amsterdam. We're headed to a new city and a new country. Shouldn't take too long to get there. We're going to be exploring there this evening, and then we are heading off again tomorrow to a new place again. Final thoughts on Amsterdam?
I really enjoyed it. I did have high expectations, and I think from what you saw, the expectations are met, but I don't know if I'd spend like a whole weekend there.
It's really nice. There were some parts of it that I thought let it down with like the amount of rubbish and stuff that was in the canals and on the floor along the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely not as clean as I thought it was going to be. However, still worth a visit, but as I said, we are leaving. Country number 14.
Welcome to Belgium.
Okay, the hotel seems really nice. We've just checked in. We come up to a room. It is 508. I think it's a bit small, but there seems to be a lot of amenities. Oh, it's not small.
Oh my gosh, this is big.
We got a fan. We got towels.
That's fine, we don't need towels.
Oh, we have up there.
Woo!
Winner. A little bit of a terrace rooftop view. Think classic student hotel, and well, that's a bit small, but that's fine.
I'll do.
On entering the building, we just found out that it is a student hostel. So there is a bar downstairs, there is a kitchen, fully equipped kitchen, which looks really nice, and not like the one we had the other day. And there seems to be a bit of a chill out, hangout zone and a bit of a garden and stuff. So we've got a game plan. Step number one, we're going to shower up and freshen up. Kelsey's got changed this morning, but I'm still in the clothes from yesterday, and it is currently about 6 o'clock. Step number two, I don't think we mentioned, we are in Antwerp, Belgium, so we're going to be heading out and checking out what there is to do in Antwerp. If there is anything, we have no idea. And step number three, we are in Belgium, which is a new country, so we need to try a food from Belgium to complete our objectives. We found a waffle place. It's actually quite busy. It's a bit of a queue.
I'm excited.
As you just seen, we stumbled across a waffle place by accident. Happy surprise. We've got Biscoff and yeah, just Biscoff.
Biscoff like biscuits on top.
We picked up like a Liege waffle, but they call it something else here. It's like a Lusky or something.
Yeah.
Okay, you go for it.
Oh wow.
This is as good as you remember.
Yeah, it's got crumbs in it too. It's so like dense and just delicious.
Okay, that's our Belgian food down. We're going to check out some landmarks. We're at the cathedral now, and shock construction.
Just like everything else we come to see in Europe. Still a pretty cool building though.
Antwerp is really giving off like city centre of Brussels vibes, like the Grand Place area. All these buildings are really fancy. We've got this one here, all these here, all the way down there. You've got those buildings in the distance. You've got the cathedral here, and all these look really cool.
I wonder if it looks as pretty as the Grand Place looked in the night too. I wonder if they all light up.
We could say it's a happy surprise.
What a happy surprise.
Apparently Antwerp's got its own castle, so we're going to go check it out. Look how cool it looks. It looks well intact.
I'm finding some more cool castles in Europe, to be fair.
It's like a big touristy thing. There's a massive information centre and a cafe inside. Still pretty cool though. There seems to be a running theme on the places we go to with no idea what's there or no research into the place. We have like a happy happy surprise.
A happy surprise.
We end up having a happy surprise every time, and it seems to be that the bigger places with the more expectations are sort of not getting those expectations met, whereas these little places with no expectations are
exceeding your expectations.
Exceeding the expectations that we didn't even have in the first place. I don't know. There's a running theme here. What I'm trying to say is, go to the places that aren't as well known as well as the other places.
You have a happy surprise too.